Choose any ATM of your convenience and stand a chance to win gold sovereigns.
Lanka Pay.
Colombo-based think tank Geopolitical Cartographer hosted former Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison in Colombo for a talk titled Australia and the Indian Ocean. Following his keynote address, the former Australian Prime Minister participated in a discussion with Geopolitical Cartographer co-patron and former President of the Maldives, Mohammed Nasheed.
When it comes to the Global South, they've also been impacted by this new world. Global South, in my view, they do need to protect their sovereignty. And they do need to ensure that whatever arrangements they enter into, be it trade, security or otherwise, that they are interests that serve their national interest and do not reduce their choices and do not create obligations upon them which limit their options, and to not be coerced or leveraged. And I think countries like Australia try and do is empower those, like Sri Lanka in particular, to be able to realise what their full potential is and to help them navigate that pathway in what is a much more complicated world.
If Sri Lanka and the Maldives have multipolar foreign policy, would that be an issue?
You asked me whether they can participate in a whole range of different multilateral fora. Of course they can. And I think the advent of a lot of these minilateral fora is very positive. The reason why it's positive is it gives more and more forums for groups to get together in areas of common interest and pursue cooperation. So countries that exist right across the spectrum in this polarity that we have today, that provides more opportunities to resist the more calamitous outcomes which would otherwise form because groups would just fall into two camps.
Sri Lanka can have the Hambantota port given to China and Trincomalee port given to the US, for instance.
What do I think Sri Lanka should do? It should do what's in its national interest, and it should not enter into arrangements that compromise its national interests, compromise its security, compromise its partnerships. Sri Lanka, where it has wonderful relationships with others and explains what it's doing, that should lead to an outcome where they're not disadvantaged. But where such arrangements are not transparent, which on the surface seem to compromise their national interests, which potentially can lead to their coercion, well, it's not strange that freedom-loving countries would be concerned for them. These countries should be sovereign. They should be in the best possible position to lift the living standards and the health and well-being of their populations, and they should not be subject to coercive powers of major apex states.